Our world is in ruins. Earth's last survivors live on board colossal trains ploughing through what once was. There are many trains like this, but this one is yours. For now. This is EngineFall. EngineFall is a multiplayer sandbox shooter that takes place in a post-apocalyptic world where you craft, fight, and scheme your way through the classes. Take control of the engine and build your own future. You're a survivor at the back of the train living amongst the waste of the higher classes. You want better? Then take it. To progress up the train, you will need to fight your way through to the higher classes. Gather resources and scavenge for anything useful. Explore the many crevices and compartments of your train and find yourself a corner to call your own. From here, you will be able to set up your base, research new tech, and craft weaponry and armor. But don't get too comfortable. The other survivors want your stuff, and those walls you built don't look raid-proof. The train is separated into different classes, spread over multiple carriages, each with different resource types, shopping districts, and technology.
Buy everything.
If you want better weaponry and stronger gear, you'll need to keep progressing up the train. Research weapons you've gotten from generous donors, and modify your kit to take advantage of your surroundings. Dominate anyone that stands in your way. But remember, you have stronger, better equipped enemies in the carriages ahead and bloodthirsty savages behind you. You're the meat between the buns, and everyone is hungry. Bon appetit. In EngineFall, the train can rebuild your body when you die, but you have to pay for it. Go for too many flying lessons, or feast on too much lead, and you'll run out of respawn tokens, and your journey on the train is over. If you find a stowaway in your carriage that doesn't belong to your class, eliminate them, and take their trespasser passenger ship to the cloning chambers to be granted more respawn tokens. There are many more ways to progress than simply pulling a trigger. Bad at shooting? Fake your death and surprise them. No guns left? Use your feet. Broke? Help yourself to some of their resources. Feeling generous? Give them a gift. At the front of the train, beyond first class, is the engine room, and inside, the conductors. If you want to be leader of the train, you have to force your way into the engine room and take the conductor role.
Oh my god!
This will not be an easy fight. They are stronger than you, with better gear and a hometown advantage.
Somebody's mad at me in co-plot before.
Oh!
If you do manage to succeed and become the conductor, build your wealth and stockpile treasures. There will always be someone wanting your conductor's hat and the perks that come with it. So bunker down, protect what's yours, and fight. If the relentless waves of the engine room attacks get too much,
Run!
make your escape and extract with your treasures. If you can make it to your dagger shuttle, your personal mini-train that is part escape pod, assault craft, and base of operations. With these treasures, you will be able to upgrade your dagger to customize your look and playstyle for when you board the next train, or even potentially take full control of an engine and build your own community of passengers, construct new carriages, and even wage war on other player-owned trains to loot them for everything they are worth. But beware, there's always a bigger train out there looking for prey. That is, if your own passengers don't take you down first. Remember, you can live amongst the filth, or you can get them to serve you, but you will always serve the train.
Along with the environmental upgrades, the dynamic weather system has also been improved. In the past, it was completely random, which sometimes led to unrealistic patterns, like endless rain. Now, The system combines pre-designed scenarios with a bit of randomness, creating a better balance. This way, weather changes feel more natural and varied while still keeping things dynamic and unpredictable. The creatures that emerge in the streets during the rain and darkness have been completely redesigned, both in their look and how they behave. Previously, they would reveal themselves automatically as you move through the area. Now, they stay hidden and only become visible when you turn on your flashlight and shine it in their direction, meaning you'll need to actively search for them with your light. The flashlight consumes energy, so you'll need to be mindful of how you use it. Acid Rain has been updated with new visuals to make it more immersive. It now dissolves tree foliage and damages player-built structures like bridges. You can see the degradation happen in real time, making it easy to track how much damage your equipment or structures have taken. The rain isn't just dangerous to objects, it's deadly to the player too. Staying exposed for too long will result in death, so finding shelter in a building or crafting an outpost is key to survival. The outpost has been completely redesigned from the ground up, both in its appearance and how it works. When you first enter, it's a completely empty space, giving you full freedom to craft and place equipment wherever you like. Whether it's a practical setup or something more creative, it's entirely up to you, allowing the outpost to truly reflect your style and needs. Anomalies can appear anywhere, and sometimes they're completely invisible. If your detector starts beeping and you can't spot the anomaly, it means it's hidden. To reveal it, you'll need to craft and throw special rocks. When these rocks collide with the anomaly, it becomes visible, giving you a chance to avoid or deal with it. Thank you all for your amazing support. Silent Desolation has already hit 40,000 wishlists on Steam, and it's all thanks to you. If you haven't wishlisted the game yet, now's your chance.
I have returned from a hell beyond your darkest nightmares.
Let us stay on track, Dankovsky. You abandon everything and rush to a distant town.
Yes, to seek an immortal man. He was dead when I arrived.
Then a strange fever engulfs the town.
And as the sole physician, I declared a quarantine.
To keep others from interfering.
Interfering with what? I even established a hospital inside the theater.
Is that where you spread the sand plague?
Your records are absurd. I was trying to grant them one more day.
Yet your actions only hastened the town's downfall.
What exactly are you implying, Inspector?
No one is accusing you, Doctor. But consider, look at yourself. You failed. Utterly.
The plague mutated too quickly. And the patients, they deceived me again and again. I am no executioner, no inquisitor, no lawman, no soldier. I am a doctor, a man of science.
I wonder if you still know who you are. If you could begin anew, would you make the same choices?
Every decision I made was just. But something I would change.
Sand is an open-world PvPvE extraction shooter where players operate giant walkers across the post-apocalyptic dunes of a fallen planet. Battle rival players explore, loot, and extract valuable resources in a hostile, ever-changing world.
guide for what we had to do, no manual for leaving a world behind. But even we knew we couldn't take everything with us. Some things were too fragile to follow. I left behind my greatest creation, a guardian, a caretaker. Its hands shaped to nurture, its heart programmed to protect. It works tirelessly now, crafting vessels from the bones of a broken world, sending sparks of life into the void. The task I gave it was impossible, but isn't that what hope always is?
Why does the sun go on shining? Why does the sea rush to shore? And oh, they know it's the end of the world. It ended when you said goodbye.
We had several reasons we decided to develop a survival game in the Terminator universe. The first two movies of the Terminator saga are stories about survival, with characters being hunted down by the Terminator. We really wanted to recreate this feeling of constant chase. Most of the time, you'll run until you're ready to face them. We also felt the Terminator timeline, the post-apocalyptic period, and especially the events after Judgment Day, are a perfect fit in terms of environment to set a survival game. Finally, even if already seen a couple times in the films, this period has only been partially explored. So being able to flesh this period out and showcase the life of survivors during this time, there's no greater honor as fans.
The story of the game, like the story of the movies, takes place in the USA. From an artistic and narrative point of view, the world building was extremely curated. Our goal was to be as realistic and coherent as possible in describing a world that carries the signs of the conflict narrated in James Cameron's saga. Every character, every location has something to tell, and this happens on multiple levels, considering the periods before the war, during the war, and after the war. The main inspiration definitely comes from James Cameron's movies, that we dissected in each and every part in order to fully capture their atmosphere. In particular, from the first movie we extracted the tense and suspenseful atmosphere, the sensation of being hunted down, and facing an absolutely invincible enemy. Then, we've done extensive studies on its color palette, its photography, and direction. From the second movie, we mostly focused on its dynamic aspects, its action scenes and its pacing, also paying attention to the choice and variety of locations. Clearly, other sources of inspiration come from the magical decade between the 80s and 90s, where the field of sci-fi and action movies offered masterpieces, from which we recall a bit of the vibe and atmosphere in our game.
There will be various human factions that you'll need to interact with, each of them with their own vision of the world, individual objectives, and also different beliefs about Skynet and what's happening behind the scenes. Combat is realistic and hardcore, which means that if your approach isn't calculated and tactical, you can die very easily. You're the underdog, meaning confrontations and fights need to be dealt with in different ways. You can approach them stealthily or maybe commit to a frontal assault. The decision will depend on how many resources you have, as resources are very scarce. As you struggle to survive in this harsh world, low visibility, a lack of resources, with the threat of radiation, and more, the Terminator is the worst possible enemy to have in a situation like this.
Herdling is a brand new adventure from Okomotive, creators of the atmospheric and acclaimed Feyar games, and Panic, publishers of Firewatch. Head out on a grand alpine expedition with a herd of lovable beasts as you ascend the mountain path, encounter eerie dangers and surprising obstacles, and forge your way to the mystery at the summit.
Honestly, have you got any idea what you're doing?
Go right. See?
Stop helping him. It only shows how hopeless he is.
Guys, you're acting like you're any better at this. See? Got it. Now, off to the base to create another one of you. Nut jobs. There. You hear that? Whenever there's an obstacle, the first thing that comes to your head is, let's make another more competent yawn.
All right.
Relax.
What a boomer.
I'll make it. Boom. Oh my god.
Unbelievable.
You know you can fast travel once you establish a mining outpost. You're giving him too much. Guys, shut it, okay? Or I'll turn this thing off and you're all going back to work.
Come on, try again, Jan. Give me a whiner.
Damn. Look, all right? Jan is handling things. You think Jan has time for your pet talks? Pause for a second. Disgusting. Should I point out that we have an equivalent of 12 Earth days before the sunrise? Zoom out, if you may.
The base is a mess, and we don't have repair kits.
Oh, you hear that?
Okay, I can see room for improvement here.
Hold on. Maybe you could build something useful for a change? Like that greenhouse?
Oh, there, Jan. You remember that gym you promised? That's not a bad idea.
No, scroll up. We need some quality food.
Keep your hats on. It's my decision.
Fucking serious.
God.
Unbelievable.
Nice.
Just have the courage to say no to idiotic ideas.
Hey, it's not my fault Jan made me a scrawny wimp like he is.
Screw this.
I'm heading out. The rest of you can complain all you want.
Planning on running away from your problems forever?
It's not like he ever listens to us anyway.
There's no food, by the way.
See? That's because Jan doesn't handle shit here. Okay, I've had it. Ah, crap. The alarm again. This is your... Get off my back,
Can't you see we're heading for disaster? I told you this was a bad idea. You have to save this base now.
Screw this. I'm leaving.
Oh, where? There's a magnetic storm outside.
Yeah. Hey, you only treat us like human beings when you need us. Human beings? You're all practically me.
Few survive this world. But those who do... awaken. The desert wants you dead, off-worlder. If the sands don't take you, the storms will swallow you whole. But you don't have to walk this path alone. In every danger, there is opportunity. The foundation of something greater. A power waiting to be harnessed. Desert power. Some claim to rule this planet. But Arrakis is yours to explore. To fight for. To conquer. But there are forces beyond even your control. Master Arrakis, and it will open your mind. This is your path to awakening.
State of Decay 3 is an open-world survival game set years after a zombie apocalypse nearly wiped out humankind. An evolving zombie threat is taking over the landscape, and you need to carve out a life for your community of survivalist homesteaders. The choices you make affect in-game events and storylines, so be careful. If one of your community members falls to the zombie horde, you'll lose that character and their abilities forever. Every risk must be weighed against the reward.
We all knew the risks when we ventured out beyond the gates. But you helped us make something greater than the fear and death that surrounded us. We found hope in each other.
Help! I'm surrounded. They're everywhere. There's way more than I was expecting.
And even if we bought the other survivors just one more day, the sacrifice would be worth it. It would always be worth it. And that helped us find the courage to keep going, to fight on. When we needed it the most. I didn't know you well. But we'll keep your memory alive. Every sacrifice we make matters and will never be forgotten.